Clerk's office, I think.
Yep.
It's 9 o'clock. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think you just, if you want to walk on through that door and ask, if Angie was in there, she might not be, no.
It's supposed to be here at 5 o'clock Friday.
It's supposed to be in front now, okay, well, probably too late then. Okay, first on the agenda is approve the minutes of July 29th, 2024 as written.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second. Moved by me, second by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Miscellaneous motions. Moved to authorize direct chairman to sign county payroll notice for Jeffrey Edwin Johnson, Sheriff's Office Deputy, new hire wage classification 40-9, wage starting at $24.87, effective 8/1 of '24.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCreary. Any discussion?
You know what, I have no idea what his qualifications are, but he's evidently got a lot of qualifications starting out at step 9.
Mm-hmm. I don't see anything on the paperwork here that says,
We don't see,
criteria.
we don't see a C2 to sign, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be well qualified, or
Yeah, that Tom would be.
Tom would be starting him out at that level.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Next one, moved to authorize direct chairman to sign the services agreement with Brad Schragmeyer of Shared Technology Team LLC for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th of 2025. Shared Technology Team LLC will serve as a primary contact for all 6 entities on the county fiber network issues. Funding to come from the general fund, courthouse general, contractual services line item.
I'll move it. Oh, I'll second.
Moved by McCreary, seconded by Meats. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Brad does a great job taking over
Yeah.
that system, so. Okay, I believe that is our miscellaneous motions that are already on the screen. We'll go to Rhonda with the housing authority.
Give you your pictures there. The first one is 1013 North Main and Leroy. That's the USD 245. They're going to tear down that building and put their new development in there. And so Matt Thompson had just asked me if I could come and get the landfill fees waived on that. Randy Graybill's going to be doing the demo work, and they're going to hopefully have it done by November 1st is their plan, because I asked them how soon they would be. And it is the old pre-K building. So.
You know, the last time I was in there, it's been many years ago, that building was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
I haven't been there for a long time.
Yeah,
But they are going to tear it down.
that's what he said.
Also move.
I'll second that.
Moved by Meats, seconded by Thompson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
The next one you have is Dara Wilson. This address is 802 South 6th here in Burlington. It is very dilapidated old house. It's just, it needs to come down. It would definitely help that neighborhood.
Is somebody planning on rebuilding that? Sorry.
That's okay. He said that he plans to do something, but he doesn't know exactly what, and it probably will be a building site for someone. I would assume he might, sell it if he doesn't do something there. So.
Is it the house and the building?
There is a little garage, yeah. I would say he wants to take that down too. Yeah.
Yep.
There's nothing inside it or anything like that. It's just.
It's just part, that's part of the property?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't look like it's in good shape.
No.
I'll move. I'll second. It's moved by Knight, seconded by McCurry, waive landfill fee, structure owned at 802 South 6 Burlington. All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. A quick update, Gridley, if you guys haven't been down to Gridley, you need to go by our house. It's finally moving along. We had a little material problem there for a while, getting the windows and stuff, but we did get on that and everything, and so it's looking real good. They've sited it. We just got to pick a color now, and we have went and applied for the housing preservation grant, so that was the end of July, so just staying here.
How's your apartments at Leroy?
I
All
do.
day full?
I have 2 openings. Well, I will have a second opening right now. I have one right now, and we're just like touching up in there and everything. So I will have 2 open, unfortunately.
Somebody in the south.
The south, yes, I have that one for a year.
And the house really is it sold already?
No. I had some people that have asked for the plans and stuff, but I really don't like to do that quite until I get it all done, you know? Unless it's something that they're just really set on and everything, because, you know. But no, not yet. So Ridley's working with me, and so hopefully we'll get it done.
Looks like it's moving right along.
I know, now it's looking really good.
Nice to see it going.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
River City, Colton, you're up, sir, weekly update.
I passed out, I got our change order log, everything in green you all have seen and approved. The items in yellow, I believe, are in review or I've gone over with Sheriff and Wade and you all on this side, sorry. Double side, our printer does that automatically, I apologize.
Okay.
The other side is our contingency log and our allowances, just what we have billed, which nothing's changed billing wise. But everything, I'll provide that on a monthly basis to keep you all updated as far as that. And then we have I'll give you our 4-week look ahead as well, our monthly outlook. Got our joist Friday, started Friday on this east side. Gonna run the joist out on the northeast corner. They're gonna set some roof frames for the roof drains and any duct openings in that, and then move the crane to the south side. They'll set the south half joist, and then they'll move the crane back and start on this northwest corner, bouncing around with the joist, and they're getting another crew in later this week. They're going to start putting deck on for the roof on this east half and run it towards the south, following the masonry out. They got a wall in the kitchen, the south kitchen area, that they have to have some masonry up before they can tie their decking in. But the masons are working in the booking and intake area. They're going to finish their interior walls, and then they'll start on the exterior walls of that, and then start in the kitchen and the sally port areas. It's big ticket items going on. Again, slow moving, but progress. Seems slow, rather.
Got a lot of metal on this second floor, whatever you want to call it. How quick they gonna start pouring concrete?
The concrete pour is currently scheduled, I believe, I think it's the first full week in September is when we're looking. We'll finish the south half of that deck as soon as the masons get out, and then we'll pour that whole thing in one. And the stairs, both the stair towers have the stringers in and everything, treads, and they'll pour them all together. Hopefully pretty soon Wade will be able to go see his office.
Yeah.
I think they're all looking forward to the off, don't you?
I hope so. Hope everybody's happy.
out there. There's a lot of work going on out there.
It seems slow, but it's been steady progress. Not slower than what is expected, but.
For us though, when you show up, miss it for a few days,
Right.
There's changes going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes. It looks good.
Good deal. It's good to hear.
Still got, go in today to sign the trust?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After we're done here.
Yep, that'll work.
I'll come look you up.
That'll work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Good day. Sheriff's Office, Special Olympics. You're up.
We are up.
All right.
I don't know if you guys were able to look on Facebook over the fair weekend. Our Special Olympics, Heroes Pool was an insane success.
Good.
Right.
They ended up raising $10,010 for Special Olympics. $10,010. That does go across state and it does go to local. Both. You guys won the trophy for the most donated for one entity, so we'll leave this with you and you guys can set it up in your area. However, it was definitely a lot of hard work put in. Lauren Hull, from originally before she worked at the extension office, she put in a lot of hours to get this accomplished, and she did a tremendous job.
And so did Angie.
But
It takes everybody.
we were up there, and the kids seemed to really enjoy it. We had no idea we would end up seeing the numbers that we did on Friday night. It ended up
Right.
being a very big thing, and the groups that we got from COF to participate in it, their faces were worth it. So anyway, that's for you guys to keep, and if you have any questions or anything on it, hopefully we get to do it again next year for fair.
Well, you're on another project now, aren't you?
Which one? I feel like we're always on a project on.
OK Kids as the OK Kids
Well,
already
it's not
come?
the OK Kids, it's,
The OK Kids would be in
September.
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
September, but there's another one that was just announced through last week or two, or I got a letter in the mail, I'll put it that way.
The tow truck, the full,
No, I'll look up to see what it is.
Yeah.
I got a letter in the mail last week on it, come from Tom's office,
Gotcha.
that it came from, I think, the Kansas Sheriff's Department.
Oh yes, those do go out, and it'll have Tom's name and signature on it.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll come from Pittsburgh down from KSA.
But I forget what it was about now.
Normally, it's donations that go to
It's
Kansas
donations, I tell you that.
Kansas Sheriff's Association send them out.
okay.
Yep. But
And
yeah,
it sounded like a very worthy cause too.
absolutely. Yeah. On to the next for OK Kids. That's a big one too.
That's a big
So,
one.
yep. We definitely are glad that the heat is. We've got one down and one to go.
Getting past us. Every day we get closer to fall, the cooler it gets.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys
Thanks for
again.
your hard work.
Thank you for your efforts.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Take care. Moving right along on our timing. Economic Development, Bobby Skipper, you're up, sirs, if you can go early.
I can do that.
Get you off and running on something else.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
shut you off early.
That's it. Good morning,
Hey,
Commissioners.
good morning. Good
How
morning.
are you?
Good to see all of you. I hope everyone had a good weekend.
Seemed like a long weekend
Yeah.
to me, but
Yes.
it was a good weekend.
We had our first cool morning the other day. I don't know if y'all were out early, but it was
It was nice.
cool. I mentioned roughly 2 weeks ago that the circus had reached back out to us, and you kind of mentioned that you'd like to keep it in Burlington. So getting approvals, as you know, sometimes takes a while, especially when you're dealing with government bodies. So, but I had to get with the City Council of Burlington. I still haven't got their official approval, but they gave me enough of a wink to go ahead and kind of lock it down here in Burlington for September 9th. Would be the date of the circus. I'll still appear before the City Council of Burlington on this Wednesday and get their official approval. And like I said, it's not going to cost the county anything or the city, anybody anything this time.
You say September 9th?
Yes, sir.
They had a tentative site they're
That's
thinking,
all.
or,
It's all the money.
I'm gonna meet with Kevin, the Parks Director for the City of Burlington. He's gonna walk with me and show me exactly where he wants it, and then, of course, I'll coordinate with the circus then and get them wherever they decide. It will be at Kelly Park though.
oh, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
I knew it was up in the air. They really didn't want to do it there because it did hurt the soccer field a little bit, or
That's right.
ball field or something, so.
That's right.
If they're willing to
could really be a factor if the weather was, happened to be wet. Who knows, it might be, hope it would be, but not for their sake.
That's right. That's right. Y'all know what big trucks do to soft
Ooh.
Yes,
soil
sir.
when they sit for a while.
Well, and elephants aren't exactly light either.
That's right. That's right.
That ninth is on a Monday, is that
Yes,
the
sir.
date you're shooting for?
Okay.
Are they gonna be here several days?
Just one day this time.
Just one day this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Here.
Very well.
This last week and a half, everybody, I'll tell you, everybody's been working real hard to get SSM closed up. They are, I know Wade's been involved in a lot, on both sides of the finance side, the legal side, and the structural side of getting SSM everything they need to close and get dirt moving, which is the
Right.
goal. Unless something real bad happens, everything's in order and everything should happen. We had some bumps on the road up until even through this weekend, but I think things are going to work out and we're still going to meet our timelines and have everything closed by the end of this week. Everything.
Great.
Here shortly, Bart, the next person on the agenda should be Brett Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. These are the two original contracts that he's going to present here shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already seen that, but he's going to talk about it.
There's a packet, I didn't know which ones would be the original.
Yes, sir. Oh, good, you already got a packet. Good, okay. Good. See you later. Yep. Yeah, I can't think of anything else on SSM, any actions for the commission. Most of those will occur tomorrow and the day after. Just as a heads up, I don't know if you've spoken with the commission, but there may be some need for the commission to be available over the next day or two, just to get everything zipped up.
I should be around, just phone call.
Yeah.
We'll have to know by the end of the day, so we don't adjourn, or we're gonna do a special meeting.
Do you think there'll be additional signatures other than, I know you're talking about for closing, so
Right.
as long as the chairman
The
has
chairman's available.
the authority to sign all documents, I don't think it's an issue.
That way we wouldn't have to be in session if he could just sign.
Yeah, I think the chairman can sign the majority of the documents from what I can tell.
There's a lot of things in here on that SSM today.
Yes, sir. Very good. We'll revisit.
I'll be around all week.
Yeah, there's been, I don't know how many people are involved in this whole thing, but there's,
Yeah, 30.
and Joe Serrano needs a lot of credit. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes to get things, the transcript to the Attorney General's office and that turnaround, and I think he mentioned that here the last time he was
Last
here.
time you see.
But I think a lot of credit needs to go to Joe Serrano and what he's done behind the scenes, as well as GAS and the work they've done. I mean, at this level, I'm just a small piece of the pie.
So
Bobby's done a lot of work.
Yeah, thanks to everyone involved.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is a unique deal. I mean, it's one that other people try to imitate. It's a landmark type of structuring of financing.
Right.
A lot of hoops to jump through.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of hoops.
Oh, yes. We, on the CHIP application, there was some correspondence last week from the CPO, which is the CHIPS Program Office, to TEM. Pete Keegan is the receiver of all that information, but he received correspondence from the CPO that confirmed that the TEM application is within that 100 being considered, and that They just ask for a little bit more time before, to get back. But there's, the good thing is that open correspondence, hey, we're still, just,
Right.
and that's badly needed sometimes when people don't hear something for a little while.
Right, right. We're still in motion, still in the mix.
Yes, sir.
Still on the radar.
That's right.
Early October is still a target date for that, October the 8th, that
Yes, sir.
we heard there at one time.
That's correct.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's right.
The, I don't know if it's just coincidence, but we did also receive a call from the Financial Times last week. I received a call, and obviously the reporter wanted to ask questions, but there's so much I just couldn't respond to. But they did ask some questions about how would this impact the county, Coffee County, and I was able to elaborate on some of those things, but that's also encouraging. That's usually customary when there's fixing to be an award, there's a little bit of chatter among the media. I'm going to meet with Wanda Chafin tomorrow morning. I know Wade started doing some work on getting prepared for that, what she requested from the commission. I'm going to try to jump in and help knock out some of those documents. And I've got that policy that you mentioned. I'd like to bring back next week and have the commission adopt, change it to, like you said. But that's it. That's all I have as far as update.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks for the update.
Good news, good update.
Yeah, good news, yeah.
All right, Brett Wagner, you ready? You ready? We're ready, sir.
I'm ready, absolutely. Good morning, Commissioners.
Hey, good morning.
I believe that Bobby just alluded to the reasons I'm here today. We have a grant agreement, which is between the county and the Department of Commerce. We also have an agreement for the grant administration, which is technically a contract between our company and the county, because the county is the grantee. There's some language in that contract, as well as some language in the grant agreement that puts the responsibility for actually paying that bill onto SSM. So Garrett had forwarded everything to Wade to make sure that Wade was comfortable with everything. I believe that we're good to go there.
Two different packets.
So I'm just here to answer any questions about that particular process that you might have. I know Garrett, for our company, Garrett has been the lead on all of this. I've been a little bit involved on the backside, just helping him with paperwork and things. Garrett and his wife Maria had their baby last week, so I'm filling in for him this morning. So if you got the tough questions, make me sweat, I'll help you as much as I can. I know a lot about CDBG. As Bobby said, this whole setup, financially, combining the different agencies is very unique. CDBG economic development in and of itself is very unique. There aren't a whole lot of people who pull these off. They're pretty difficult for the business owner. They're pretty difficult for the county and the city, or whoever is the grantee. In your case, it's the county, because you are kind of sticking your neck out there a little bit. The grant agreement is structured in a way that it should mostly absolve you of any financial implications. Of course, I'm not an attorney, that's for Wade to say, but you guys should all be congratulated for giving them a chance to do this, and we're really happy to be a part of it.
Thanks for your hard work.
We're happy to have them.
Absolutely.
We're glad you're finally here.
Yes.
We're soon going to be here.
Yeah, this took way longer than anybody thought it would, but
There was a lot of hoops for
There's a lot of
them
hoops.
people to jump through,
A
for
lot of
everybody to jump
yeah.
through. I've been in contact with Bart, quite a little bit.
Sure.
And they had some issues, and then Chris fell ill and,
Right.
no longer with the group anymore,
That's
the way I understand it. And there was just a lot of work for them to try to play catch up on, and
Right.
hoops they had to jump through for the government.
Absolutely.
I don't think any of them are good at jumping rope, but they had to jump a lot of rope.
They did, no doubt.
But
Any questions about CDBG economic development in particular that I could help you guys with?
I don't have anything.
I certainly don't have any questions.
Wade?
So I talked with Brett last week, actually, while he was on his way to, I think, his first infant appointment,
Yeah,
so we didn't talk very long.
sure.
We talked about some of the language within the agreement talks about conflicts of interest. I don't know if you covered that with you at all. And then the other thing was, at the end of the day, worst case scenario, and that's what attorneys do, they're sort of pessimists to an extent. The county's liability should things fall through. And as he explained it to me, the county would still be in a very solid position because the county's exposure is not for the $750,000 the county would have to pay that.
Right.
And maybe you could cover that so people, well, what if this doesn't work out?
Sure. So I have reviewed the grant agreement just the same way that Wade has. That's my impression as well, is that the grant agreement and the subsequent attachments that go with the grant agreement pass off the financial implications to the actual business, so in this case to SSM. I don't believe that it holds the county liable for any kind of financial, if the business failed or anything like that. I haven't seen that happen before. I have seen someone kind of back out of it halfway through, and I know that it did get tied up in court for a while. But I believe that the city that was involved with that wasn't really held responsible for any sort of financial implication. And I also think there was some miscommunication between that particular grant administrator and the owner of the business. I think it was, I don't want to get my opinions involved with it, but I don't see something like that happening here just because of the level of involvement between us and the owners. I mean, we've been working with them for almost 2 years. We've been working with you guys for almost 2 years now too. So I think we have a pretty good team that should be able to take care of any kind of problems that might come up.
Well, there's so many pages here, there's 10 pages on this one deal, 4 or 5 pages, so we gotta rely on Wade.
Sure.
To lead us through it, even though we're commissioners, and we gotta understand it, but it's legal documents too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so we appreciate all the work that's went into this, and it's been a long time. Most times when it takes a long time to get the project underway, most of the time that's a good deal.
Yes.
Took that long, that should be on solid ground.
A lot of people have had their fingers in these different agreements, and it took a lot of people to sign off on all these things too.
And so it should be on solid ground.
Right. As far as the conflict of interest policy, if there's ever any sort of conflict of interest or even perceived conflict of interest, we just have to disclose that with the people at the Department of Commerce. It involves federal funds. There's a very simple process that we go through that involves a public notice of a potential conflict of interest, as well as a public hearing for anybody to step up and say, well, we think this is not in the good interest of the county or something like that. They're pretty rare, but if any of you think that there might be something like that, then we'll help you handle the paperwork with it too.
And there's a waiver mechanism. Just want that all out there so that if somebody hears something later on down the road has an issue with that, there's a mechanism to make that happen.
Okay. Everybody good with reading the first motion? Move to authorize direct chairman to sign economic development grant agreement number 23-IN-001 between the state of Kansas Department of Commerce and Coffee County, Kansas.
I'll second that.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Thompson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. And then we've got the next one. Move to authorize direct chairman to sign the contract for administration services for Coffee County, Kansas, CDBG Economic Development Project -SSM between Western Consultants and Coffee County, Kansas.
I'll so move.
I'll second. Moved by Meat, seconded by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. I gotta sign this one first, don't I? painters to work here.
While Jesse's signing that, I'll just remind you all of what I said a couple years ago when we stood up here. What Bobby was talking about earlier with chips, the answer is still yes until they tell you no. So we're still in the game, still waiting. Doesn't make anybody feel any better, but there's probably a few hundred other people around the country that are waiting just like we are to see what's going on. So hopefully we all find out something soon. I think everybody's thoughts are that they want to get that money obligated and agreement signed probably before the election, I would assume. I think that's what we thought all along, so keep on holding on, and hopefully you guys get some good news soon.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anything else on the agenda for us? I think Garrett said it was just those two agreements, but I just want to make sure.
There's no signature page on that one. Unless I overlooked it. Looky there, showing me up this morning. I don't think there's anything else.
I'm pretty sure that was the two things that I was here for. Just wanted to be sure, so I don't
Yeah, there's
take off from the
investment
beginning.
and disbursement agreements, but I don't know. I don't think so.
That would
Okay.
be
Yeah, I
investment
think that's it.
disbursement, that would be, for the building, investment and disbursement agreement.
Yeah, that's a different,
That's a different
Yeah.
situation.
so did you sign 3 times?
I signed
You signed twice in one,
Twice in
and
one
then
and
2 copies
two
of the
copies.
contract.
Okay, so there's this page for the chief elected official.
Certification, so this would be on the,
Yeah,
first
you
contract.
sign that
Yep,
one,
okay.
You signed that one?
and then the last page,
Perfect.
And
which
there
I'll
is-
get Brad to sign that.
Then these two pieces.
Thanks, Willie.
Here.
Yeah, and then that.
It's in there.
Okay.
I'll go get them.
Yeah.
I'll hang out right here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all, I appreciate it.
Thanks for all your work.
Yeah. On your agenda. Yeah, I'll go to 9:25.
Well, yeah.
So that investment disbursement agreement will be part of the closing actions Wade was talking about tomorrow, the next day, that you'll execute as chairman.
Okay. Is there a motion, should there be a motion to authorize Rick Chairman to sign all documents involved in the SSM closing?
Yes, if there hasn't been already. I think, if I remember right, when the property was sold,
So
that
we did
included
then.
related to the sale of the property, but you probably need to do a piggyback and
I just don't want to get in trouble.
better have a,
We'll wait until,
so
she comes back.
on that, okay. The document you were referencing, investment and disbursement agreement. That particular document, there's an acknowledgement that will have to be signed. Contained within that is the construction and disbursement escrow agreement. And there's an acknowledgement of Coffee County. Basically, Coffee County is just acknowledging the receipts of that construction and disbursement escrow agreement. So that's one of the documents that.
We'll have to sign, I'll have to sign tomorrow, or this week,
Yep.
or now, this week.
With all the closing documents.
Okay.
That also included in that it doesn't have a page number, but it's exhibit A, investment and disbursement agreement, estimated cost of issuance for the Series 2024 A bonds and the Series 2024 B bonds. For the county's part, there are fees that will be paid to the county. And Richard put together some treasurer statements to go with this packet, and match up the request of Joe Serrano for the 2024 A bonds. Cotton County's amount that's included in the whole packet is $20,000, and the 2024 B bond is $15,000. So those are.
And that's what the county's cost is for it.
That will be,
And that's what,
yeah, that will be paid to the county.
paid to, okay.
That's a part, yes.
So there's no expense to the county on the bonds.
Right.
Those are payments to the county.
Yeah, they're origination fees, so.
Okay.
The county is allowing, and Bobby can correct me if I'm misstating this wrong, the county is allowing SSM to use its credit to get these bonds. So that's the county's stake in this, and that's action.
Great. And you know, the discussion about capacity and stuff like that, your ability to issue debt, because this is backed by assessments, it's not hitting your valuation and tying up your credit. It's a neat loop in the code to allow you to do this.
Basically, have debt against you, but it doesn't go against you.
That's right.
I mean, leverage.
That's right.
It's leverage. So you feel when Casey gets back, we can do a motion to authorize Director Chairman to sign all documents for the closing of SSN project? That sound right for you can?
All necessary and required documents related to the closing of SSM. A lot of it you've already covered and seen, and a lot of it's been brought before you by Joe Serrano related to the bonds and the development agreement and the CID and all of those documents. There's some other interconnected documents that deal with the financing for SSM through the different banks and entities involved that are sort of circulating behind the scenes, and you know, the construction agreement or the individual who's going to construct the facility.
Thank you. You take care of it.
The county is copied on that, just so the county can see that there's an agreement in place and what that financing structure looks like. But ultimately, SSM and the construction company, they enter into the agreement, and they're the ones who will hold them accountable at some point in time. I know they'll be for the construction of the road and the grant that just got signed. The county will have to be a part of that bidding process, and that's something that will be GAS will help and assist with, so that it's done right and it doesn't violate any of the language within the contract that the county just signed. But those are all, there's a lot of moving parts. The best way to probably
We
say
need a
it.
motion to authorize Director Chairman to sign our closing documents for the SSN project, I guess.
Closing?
Yeah, closing documents on the SSN project. Say that again, Janice. Authorize Director Chairman to sign all closing documents on the SSN project? Yeah. I mean, does that sound right, Wade?
So,
Short and sweet?
I don't know if you noticed within the document that you were provided, the investment and disbursement agreement, it's already signed
It's already signed, okay.
on page, it's within that document. It's already signed by Walter Trimble, It's already signed by Bart from SSM, and the main thing that probably is new, and it's been sort of a work in progress, is the construction and disbursement escrow agreement that's specifically tied to the construction side of it, but the county is just acknowledging receipt of that document.
All right, furthermore, for the SSM project, motion to authorize director chairman to sign all closing documents on the SSM project. I'll move.
Second that.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Thompson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. That will clear it up for this week.
And I believe closing is scheduled for tomorrow,
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay.
if everything goes right.
Goes as planned today, it'll work tomorrow. If not, drop back 20 and punt.
May I ask for one more consideration from the commission? Now that you've executed the grant agreement for the road construction, it might be good to look Ryan in, because it'll be a county road. When you have that sit down with Saban Yanez, have Ryan in there with you, and so you can make all the best decisions possible on how you build the thing. And maintain it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Sam and I talked, on that stuff. Yeah, absolutely, I'd love to be part of that.
That'd be good.
Okay.
Thank you,
great.
Bobby. Would that be something the county would want to build?
No.
That's pretty quick.
That's fast. But,
That was fast.
but once it's built, it goes back to the county, correct?
Yeah, it's county
So,
road.
right,
The maintenance portion.
the maintenance
once
portion,
it's
right,
constructed, yes.
right. So, yeah, you need to be involved. All right, does that do it for SSM? For now? Okay, we'll move along. If Amelia is ready, Health Department. Are you not ready?
Not till 10 o'clock, probably already.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Brian, how long were your stuff?
25 minutes.
He's got a 10-minute executive session.
You got a 10-minute executive session? You wanna do the 10-minute executive session?
That'd go through some of a break. May not be breaking into that.
I'm gonna be leaving at 10, so if we wanna go do that now,
That'd be good.
I mean, that's up to you guys.
No, I'd rather do the executive session now and get it done, cause
Yeah.
Wade's gotta leave at 10 o'clock for a funeral.
Well, all right, well, I'd like to request a 10-minute executive session for the board, myself and Wade, for 10 minutes to discuss, job performance of non-elected personnel.
10-minute executive session, the board, Wade and, Ryan.
I move.
Second. Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. We will go in at 9:46 for 10 minutes. And I'll just drop my phone. All right. We're back.
I just make sure, because of the time, action will be taken, but it will be taken after the 10 o'clock, so that that time isn't compromised.
For the last executive session.
Correct.
So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and cut out now, if that's you, we'll go to.
Okay. Thanks, Wade. Thank you, Wade. I might call you later on. Don't forget your paperwork behind your sign there.
Yeah.
Got 1 minute. Longest minutes, the last one. Ten o'clock. Amelia, Health Department Administrator, you're up. Open and review bids for Coffee County Health Department renovation.
I have Grant Urban here with BG Consultants, and he will be opening and reviewing all of the bids, and then next week we'll move towards awarding the bids.
Okay. All of them was delivered within the time frame of Friday at 5 o'clock?
9:30 this morning.
Oh, 9:30 this morning? Oh,
Well, it
okay.
was 9:30?
Okay.
Okay, I was thinking it was 5 o'clock. Okay. I knew there was one came in this morning.
Yep.
I think we open them and don't state who they are, the price, we just pass it along, is that correct, Wade? Until review of the documents, make sure everything's
Yep.
right?
To make sure they're within spec and they meet whatever the criteria is.
Yeah, my name's Grant Urban. I'm with BG Consultants, part of the architectural division. We received bids on behalf of Coffee County at 9:30 this morning at the clerk's office. I've spent the duration of the last 30 minutes beginning to tabulate those bids so that I could read them this morning. The first bid that was received by the county was actually submitted via mail, I believe, on Friday. That was actually most likely a subcontractor's bid by Kitchen and Bath Trends. It was not furnished with a bid bond or acknowledgement of any of the addendum. So that bid is not void, but it's not considered a general contractor's bid for this project. The first qualified bid that was received this morning was by Boats Construction in the amount of $384,000.00. That bid was furnished with the appropriate bid bond. They did have acknowledgement of addendums 1, 2, and 3, and they acknowledged a substantial completion timeline within the bid specifications of 120 calendar days and a final completion timeline of 150 calendar days. There were 2 alternates on the project. The contractor did submit on both alternates. Alternate 1 was in the amount of $4,000.00, and they indicated 0 additional days added to the contract for that work. Alternate number 2 was added in the amount of $1,000 and added 0 days to the contract timeline. That base bid, including alternates, amounts to $389,000 and $0. I'm sorry, 0 cents. $389,000.00. The second bid was submitted by Lloyd Builders, Lloyd Builders Inc. They did have acknowledgement of addendums 1, 2, and 3, and they furnished a bid bond with their bid. That base bid was amount of $395,020.00. They did acknowledge a start date plus 150 calendar days, which is concurrent with the bid specifications. The alternate 1 was in the amount of $9,427 and did not acknowledge an extension or deletion of days from the contract timeline. Alternate number 2 was an add of $2,259 and did not acknowledge an extension to the bid timeline. That total base bid with alternates amounts to $406,706. The third bid was submitted by Mitchell Markowitz Construction. They did acknowledge all 3 addendums. They furnished a bid bond, and their base bid was in the amount of $489,468.00. They acknowledged a completion schedule of 170 calendar days, 30 days beyond the bid contract timeline. The alternate 1 was an add of $4,117.00. and alternate 2 was an add of $8,143.00, and they did not acknowledge an extension of contract timeline for either alternate. The base bid with alternates amounts to $501,728.00. The fourth bid was submitted by Icon Structures. They did furnish a bid bond and they acknowledged all 3 addendums. They submitted a base bid in the amount of $484,000.00. They acknowledged a final completion timeline of April 4th, 2025. Alternate 1 is indicated as an add of $2,500.00 and acknowledged not applicable for any extension or deletion of days from the contract timeline. Alternate 2 was an add of $1,200.00 and acknowledged not applicable for an extension or deletion of days from the project timeline. That amount of base bid plus alternates is a total amount of $487,700.00. The fifth bid was submitted by River City Construction LLC. They did furnish a bid bond. They acknowledged all 3 addendum, and they submitted a base bid in the amount of $567,000.00. They indicated a completion schedule by January 24th, 2025. And alternate 1, they indicated an add of $10,200.00. With that alternate, 0 calendar days added or deleted from the timeline. Alternate 2 was indicated as an add of $3,300.00 and 0 additional days to the timeline. That amount, base bid plus alternates, is $580,500. The sixth general contractor that submitted on the project, Kane Construction Services LLC. They did furnish a bid bond and did acknowledge addendums 1, 2, and 3. They submitted a base bid in the amount of $407,046.00. They indicated a final completion deadline of December 30th, 2024. Alternate 1, they indicated an add of $10,878.00 and 1 additional day added to the contract timeline. Alternate number 2, they indicated an add of $2,176.00 and indicated an additional 1 calendar day to the project timeline. That accumulates to a base bid plus alternates amount of $420,100.00. And the 7th and final bid submitted for the work was by Decker Construction, Inc. They did furnish a bid bond, and they did acknowledge addendums 1, 2, and 3. They submitted a base bid in the amount of $386,500.00 with a start date of October 1st and a final completion date of February 28th, 2025. Alternate 1, they indicated an add of $4,800 with 0 calendar days added to the project timeline. Alternate number 2 indicated an add of $3,500 and 0 calendar days added to the project timeline. The base bid plus alternates accumulates to $394,800.00. So with that, that is all the bids that were submitted for the work. BG Consultants will facilitate issuing a bid tab to the plan room that these bids were issued to. And we will also make a recommendation based on a contractor evaluation metric that we will provide for the county. And we will submit that to the county this week in preparation of next week's notice of award. Thank you.
Had a lot of bids.
Yeah, that's good. 7 bids is definitely good. Yeah. Any questions for BG Consultants? Anything to add?
Thanks everybody that bid. And some win, some lose.
Yeah.
We're saving that today.
What's that?
We're saving that today.
Yeah.
Probably hiding. Probably hiding.
I will also, I will scan these bids in, and then I will return physical copies to the county. That way we have a digital record, and you guys will receive the physical, sealed copies, or unsealed now.
Did we get everybody signed in? Everybody signed in? Sitting on that. We appreciate all you companies here, so.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. You all have a good day.
Yeah.
Three of them not working.
Is everybody good on their break, or need a break? You're good? Don, you good? We'll keep on rolling. We'll call, Ryan back up, Road and Bridge. Back in the hot seat again. Oh, he left his books there.
10 minutes?
10 minutes in. He might realize he forgot him when he gets to his car.
He's walking on the sidewalk down there.
Alright,
He'll be back.
okay.
I might call her. Have her get with him.
I'll go see if I can track him down, because he doesn't want to get very far without this.
He was headed north on the sidewalk,
Correct.
northbound.
Just one quick discussion point here, Jacobs Creek. The lagoon system out there, lift station. So basically, we gotta get a new pump out there. That system out there is set up with 2 pumps. We always keep a 3rd pump shelved in our shop, and then when something goes down, we replace them. Those pumps get rebuilt periodically, and it's just kind of a cycle. So there's one that can no longer be rebuilt. It's 30 years old, and so it's just a little less than $7,000, $6,940 to get that rebuilt. So I'd say we got probably our years
Got your years
out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jacobs Creek, how's the project of the streets coming along?
We've done some patching there, so nothing too major. Probably after we fog seal, we'll have a little more major patching to do up there.
Okay.
Some of them little streets in the city there, they're honestly beyond chipping, so we're probably gonna have to grind some of them up and add a little gravel in some spots, and then we'll have some discussion as far as chip sealing those again. You know, that's a kind of a different process than on all the chip seals. When you're talking a double chip. As far as North Street, they did some patching there. I know that's the one that goes underwater, so there's a lot of, I don't know what I call it, just extra cracking through there. So we're looking at maybe a scrub seal next year. But we're doing some patching up there.
Okay. Well, as long as we're doing something to try to remedy the potholes and
Yeah, that portion's been done, and we've done some isolated, like I said, some of the pothole stuff and some of the better streets. But, yeah. All right, so now I've got a few motions here, and this is just kind of action on our last executive session that we had. I've got a new job description, and this is basically sign and safety coordinator. And so this job I basically modified. We're going to modify what our sign and mowing crew supervisor's position, which was a pay class 55, and we modified it into this, which is a pay class 45. You know, this position is the sign person that we've always had, and we'll continue to do all those duties, plus they're going to be taking care of all the bidding and purchasing of the materials for the sign stuff, which is, you know, quite often that's taking place. Keeping the inventory up to date. also making sure that like, our work zone signage, detours, road closures is all compliant with the MUTCD, which is all, as far as sign replacement, is all tied into that. This is a more technical position, so, this job is going to be going underneath the Office of Design Supervisor, which is Kenny, in our office. So that would be my first motion I have.
Based on the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to approve the Highway Department sign and safety coordinator job description and pay range to be added to classification 45 and personnel position change. No additional personnel being added to the department with this action. Moved by Meeks, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
All right, thank you. Get that to Terry. All right, next is CP2, and this is for Janet Lizer. Basically, this job description here was for that job, and she was the supervisor on the sign and mowing crew. CP2 will take her to the sign and safety coordinator, and like I said before, this is going from a pay class 55 down to a pay class 45. The wage change is only a penny. That's just basically went in there and classified without losing money.
Right.
And so it just happened to be it was a penny higher wage.
Move to review and approve the CP2 payroll notice for Janet Lizer, sign safety coordinator, highway promotion, from wage classification 5507 to a 45-16, from a wage of 29.20 to a wage of 29.21, effective 8/5/24. I'll move. I'll second. Moved by McCurry, seconded by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. The third motion is for the updated table organization, and so just the changes on this. I basically took the mowing crew and just kind of moved them around. So I have one of those positions was a heavy equipment operator, which is our boom mower. So that position is going to be going underneath our blade crew supervisor, which that boom mower spends most time in those blade sections and those working with those guys. So that just made sense. And then there's three positions, equipment operators that are mowing, two asphalt mowers and one vacant position. Going to be moving those underneath our assistant supervisor, Clinton Souter. And then the last change is what we already talked about, the sign and safety coordinator going underneath the office design supervisor.
Motion to authorize director chairman to sign the highway department's revised table of organization dated 8/5/24.
Also move.
Second. Moved by Meeks, seconded by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
All right, thank you. There's 3 sheets to sign on that one, Jesse. My last motion, the advertise to hire. So this is for a position that's on this crew that we just made these changes with. It's been vacant since May of last year, so a little over a year. It was our old sign position, which is the equipment operator's position. Looking to fill that now. It's a little different role than what the sign position was, and just to help out in some other areas for us and some needs that we have. This is, taking over, things kind of evolve and just makes sense on areas that we need to tweak and change a little bit, and this is just something that makes sense for us.
Motion based upon the recommendation of the road and bridge supervisor to advertise and hire one heavy equipment operator. This request will fill a current vacant position within the department.
I'll second.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Meats. Any discussion? Don't have any. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
That's what I had for today. You guys got any questions on anything?
In my 10,500 miles, I've seen a lot of road construction. You guys have adequate, water truck capability to run in front of your chip and seal sweeper when you're sweeping the chips off the road? That was one thing that I seen up in the North Country that was really neat that they did, and it sure keeps the dust down for the equipment. Intake and the air filters.
Right.
And the visibility of the sweeper itself on the road. It's
Right.
just, I think it'd be a safety thing. I think it'd help with people, if you're going east and the wind's out of the south, that dust is blowing across the westbound lane, and, I mean,
Right.
safety all the way around.
No, that's
You've
right.
made a complete, total difference on how you're approaching a street sweeper on a chip seal project, because you can see everything,
Right.
you know. I know
Well,
we had
so
an
those brooms
incident.
are equipped with a water tank on them, but you can't, I mean,
Can't get enough.
not enough water. So we basically run a couple flaggers.
Right.
Some of our summer help will run with our, just like you say, the dust and the visibility. So we'll run a couple flaggers for safety. You know, we do have a water tanker. It's not to say that we couldn't do it, but, you know, personnel, for that person would be a little hindrance for us to have somebody just tied to that. I could see that would definitely knock down the dust.
It made a big difference on the approaching of it. I mean, because normally you're approaching, yeah, you see the back flagger, you know.
Well, we have the flaggers, and so they all have radio, so they communicate with each other. When we know if it's an area that is fogged up so bad you can't see, we're gonna
Right.
stop and let the traffic go through.
Just food for thought.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very nice to be able to see everybody.
Right.
You know, see what's going on. 'Cause,
Right.
heck, you don't know what's going on. You know there's some type of
No,
construction,
right.
but that dust is blowing across the road. You can't hardly see
Right.
the broom. You don't know where it's at
Right.
in the road position.
Right.
You know, I just
Yeah.
food for thought.
Nope. Well, that's good.
Other than that, I asked you about the Jacob Street areas. How's the road construction going along at 50?
It's going along. I think they've about excavated out that one side, put rock back. There's gonna be a few change orders coming up there. I know one, they've encountered these drains. Basically, it's just concrete boxes on the edge, and they're about 3 foot deep, 10 inches wide, maybe 10 foot long. They had metal tops, and so we're gonna go through, they're gonna flowable fill those, so they're getting up a price to get some of those changes.
How are they gonna be able to go through and soil stabilize, cement stabilize that with those culverts every so often, or
So-
those drains every so often?
So they don't, that process is not,
Oh, they're not doing that?
no, the grinding just I mean, because of those right there and running along that concrete edge.
Okay.
Basically, they just thickened up the asphalt and the amount of AB3 that's going in place of concrete, stabilizing concrete, so.
This concrete deal's been in there a long, long time.
They've been there a long time.
Well, and it's really, I was surprised, because they're down there in that old curve. A lot of that curve's just popping off, but the concrete road that it was on, it's pretty, I don't know. I've been surprised how well shaped it was, which we cored that, you know, when Wayne put in for that project initially. I mean, we cored several, 2 or 3 spots per mile through there just to kind of know what the condition that concrete and subgrade was, and it was, you know, for something built back, you know, in the 30s or whatever it was pretty amazing, the condition, so.
Yeah. So they're not doing a cemented treated base for the shoulders?
No.
And that was part of the job, was it not? Wasn't that part of the design?
The original, that was talk on the design, but that all changed, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Which should cheapen it up quite a little bit.
I don't know about that. been a little less work there, but, you know, there's more material going back in, more base asphalt, and
Be ready for it to be done.
yeah, well, we all will. So, I know they're looking at adding a little more signage up there. You know, it's open to locals. They're not having issues with the local traffic, but I think, you know, there's some non-locals that maybe are realizing they can get through there and going too fast and getting too close to their equipment. So, you know, I talked with Tom, and the sheriff's office is going to start making their presence through there just to help with some of that. And we're looking at talking with the state on the some additional signage and maybe like a work zone speed limit to go up through there, and hopefully that'll help deter and take care of some of them problems. But
Biggest problem we got now is hay moving season.
well, I mean, that's it, and they're doing a good job of accommodating our locals up there, but when you get some of the non-locals that are gonna go blasting through there, that's,
Right.
you try to put a stop to that, so.
Yeah, I've seen some cars pass through there at a high rate of
That's
fuel
it,
consumption.
yeah. That's it.
I go through there, I get clear off in the ditch, they look at me like I'm crazy for driving in the ditch, but
Yeah,
I know where everything's at, so.
right.
Unless you
Right.
got stakes out there somewhere, I'm gonna drive in the ditch, get away from them.
Yeah. But nope, it's going along. It's going along.
Good.
All
I
right.
don't have anything.
I don't have nothing else.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yep.
I guess request solicit bids, road and bridge. Adam?
Oh, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just give you a quick update. We are wrapped up with chip seal, got all that stuff done. We're currently out here east of town, started just about an hour ago with some shoulder work on the new asphalt. So that's going to be our focus for the next at least month, if not maybe 2 months. We got this machine from CAT rented for. We got a lot of shoulders throughout the county that we need to add some rock to. Other than that, we got our asphalt crew out patching. Like Ryan said, they're out working around Jacobs Creek right now, west of town. Gonna do some patching temporarily until later on this month. Maybe we'll get back into some fog seal. Wanted to give the chips some time to heal before we went and fog sealed. So that's kind of what we got going on. Got our excavators off on a lot of landowner requests as far as my work list, getting some items knocked off of that thing. So that's what we got going on. Other than that, I got a change order and a few motions here.
Motion to approve change order number 1 for A2403-C hot mix asphalt project on 6th to Housatonic Street to Kelly Street, so on and so forth, south to 75, to mill out 4 inches of rock from patch area. What is that, 172 feet by 24?
Yeah.
And place 4 inches of new asphalt for a total increase of $24,937 $937.50 to the contractor.
That's not very many square feet for $25,000, is it?
Well, it's typically something that we would do ourselves, but when we started basically right there on the west side of the Walmart building, we started digging out some bad spots, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and before we knew it, we were road width, and from about the south edge of Housatonic there all the way to the south Walmart Drive, we ended up taking out. I think we'll get a better product if they come in there, because they're gonna have a mill there anyway to mill that intersection at Housatonic and Sixth to make those tie-ins. So they're just gonna mill on south there, that 172 foot, mill that rock, that AB3 we put in there, and then come back and put some patch in. So it was more of a convenience thing. I think we'll get a better product than us going in there and trying to lay that asphalt. So with the lay down machine, because we'll end up doing it with the blade and skid loader, and like I said, I think we'll get a better product.
Just need to do it the right way. I so move.
Moved by Meats, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. Next one's on a couple pickups, is next on my list.
Yep. Move to approve Road and Bridge Superintendent to request solicit formal bids for 1 half-ton pickup and 1 3/4-ton pickup with optional trade-in of a truck number T15, 2006 Chevy 2500, VIN ending in 214. Funds to be paid from General Fund Public Works line item. Equipment line item. I'll move. I'll second. Moved by McCurry, seconded by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye, motion passes. How many miles is on this truck?
That truck has 255,000 miles on it.
How many hours?
Not as many as what you'd think, because that truck goes out and, well, prior to it was handed down. It was, I believe, originally the Road and Bridge Supervisor's truck in 2006.
Okay.
And it just got passed down. Now it's currently on the mowing crew, and so it goes out and starts and
Shuts down and goes on.
yeah, it sits all day, and so.
So you only got 1 trade-in?
Yeah, we've got some other pickups, Ryan and I have discussed, probably looking more, and this is optional. We're gonna take this number that they give us for this trade-in, consider it. If we think we can do better with another online auction, we've got some other pickups that are, blown motors and just other issues that aren't worth repairing on some older pickups. We were talking about just having another online auction for that type of stuff. So I put it in there as an optional trade-in for that reason.
Probably wouldn't get many dollars on a trade with over 200 on it.
Yeah, and you know, that's
Online auction's probably the way to go, or
Up here at New Shawn at the consignment auction.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's stuff Ryan and I have talked about, so I'm definitely considering multiple avenues there with them.
So we voted on that, didn't we? That all passed, all right. Next one is, motion to approve Road and Bridge Superintendent's request to solicit formal bids for 1 hydraulic excavator with optional trade-in of E007, a 2010 Caterpillar 324DL, excavator serial number ending in 237. Funds to be paid from Equipment Reserve Fund.
also move.
Moved by me, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion?
This is part of the equipment, Adam, that you and Ryan have got set up for next year with 4 or 5 different pieces of equipment to
This is
update.
part of our ultimate plan of, yes, getting caught up on getting rid of the old and getting the new. This money was actually set aside last year, the end of last year.
This is the one that we transferred that money back at the end of the year, and then we had discussion earlier this spring about utilizing some of those funds for this excavator as an extra purchase for us this year.
Yeah.
Moved by me, seconded by McCurry, wasn't it? Is that how it went? Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
The last thing I got is just extending the hours on one of our summer helps. It's gonna hang around a little while into the fall. He doesn't start welding school till October, so I'd like to keep him around to get some more stuff done while the weather stays nice.
Motion to extend Hunter Ryling hours from 560 to not to exceed 1,000 hours for the highway department. I'll move. I'll second. Moved by Knight, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Aye, motion passes.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Anything for me?
Thanks for everything.
Yes.
Okay. That's for the trucks and the excavator. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good one.
Yep, you too. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. You guys have a good week.
You too. Now we got that Brad guy.
Trying to keep you guys going. Doing pretty good.
We're rolling. IT Director, Brad, you're up.
Okay. I was gonna say something too, Jess. Brad ain't got you.
The knee looks like it's doing well.
It feels great.
Good. You gonna get the other one done now?
No, other than
Other one's good?
Other one's good. I had a knee go that direction on me one time. Yeah, that 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It wasn't good.
Your meal you served the other day was very good.
Thank you.
I think everybody had a good fill.
Yeah. Had a good turnout and
Was a good turnout, wasn't it?
yeah, for the topping off ceremony, right?
Oh, yeah.
River City.
Yeah, the sign and the rafter deal, yeah, I was going. Yeah, I was in Iowa.
Did River City fund that, or
Yeah,
did
River
Goldberg
City.
fund it?
River City.
I figured maybe Goldberg did that.
St. Bill is supposed to do it. Sorry, I should have said that. Oh, well.
What I'm here for is, remember a couple of months ago, I came up here with the school superintendents, the libraries, to talk about our core switch. And we were purchasing it through E-rate being able to get a discount using the libraries and the schools. It was $90,000. We thought it would come down to 38, 40,000, somewhere in there with the E-rate. Told me to come back with a price. And
It's even cheaper?
no, of course not. It is there. $48,325.39.
And that's after everybody's pitched in their share. This is the leftover. Is this how that
This
works?
is
No,
this is the full price
that's the
that we
full
will have to
price.
pay.
Yeah, I'm going back in my Rolodex of memories, and this is housed here in the courthouse.
It's housed in the basement of the courthouse. All of our network and internet and everything goes through this core switch.
Right. And instead of using the individual entities' money, which we fund anyway, for the most part, we discuss the county paying for it. And so here's a total price of $48,325.39.
Yes, total price.
Basically for Coffee Can.
For Coffee County infrastructure or whatever, you know.
That's an annual fee.
No, this was a one-time purchase, and the last one lasted us over 10 years. The reason this is a little higher than what we thought was the E-rate would not pay for the 3 years subscription for warranty. You know, this thing has a 3-year warranty on it, and we extend that as long as we can, but they wouldn't pay for that 3-year warranty with the E-rate money. That E-rate money comes from the federal government, and it's on your phones. It's on your phone bill is a dollar fee that goes to the federal government to pay for internet connections and stuff for rural areas.
Originally, you thought maybe it'd be 35 to 40,000.
Yes. And it
so
went up
without the payment, that's what jumped the price.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'd pay that 3 years anyway.
Right.
Is,
Right.
you know, that extra 3 years of support cost us the extra money. We did not know that wasn't covered when we asked originally.
But you need that support.
We need that support, yeah. This is our brains of our internet and our connection. And we discussed on what fund for it to come out of. We had decided that. And I left that blank here.
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna come from the courthouse general, wouldn't you, Don?
That's where a lot of your stuff comes out of, courthouse journal.
I have my own technology
Yeah.
and reserve, and you mentioned reserve, but
Well, yeah, you've got,
I've got $1 million in there. But I'm looking at replacing our phone system.
yeah.
And that
How,
is
what are you thinking that's gonna cost?
about $1 million, is my guess.
I'd say there's.
I haven't bid it yet.
Really?
Yeah. These,
Do we have
the
anything-
Cisco phones there are $800 to $1,000 a piece.
They still work though, don't
They're 20 years old.
they? They still work, don't they?
Yeah, that's why we're gonna get new ones.
They still work, don't they?
I can't, if they die, it's.
Do we have
Yeah,
anything,
they
do we have
do.
anything set up for them?
What do you mean? Oh, that'll be my technology
That's his
reserve.
technology
That's my
reserve.
technology reserve. That's where I've been putting money back, because I knew I was gonna have to pay for this.
Well, right now, the courthouse general's got 17 in it, 17 million.
16. I got till June.
I think
I got June at 16.
16, okay, yeah, we'd have June now. I think courthouse general's the best place to pull it out.
I would much rather, yeah, I think courthouse general. Okay.
Right, courthouse general, I'm here. Give us that.
Upon recommendation of the IT director to purchase the coffee can network core switch consisting of 2 Cisco Catalyst 9500 switches and 1 Cisco Catalyst 9300 switch from coverage 1 in the total amount of $48,325.39, and to authorize and direct the IT director to sign all documents related thereto. Funding of this purchase will come from the courthouse general. I'll move. I'll second. Moved by Knight, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
With our partnership with the libraries and the schools, we bid our internet, using their E-rate funds and stuff, or we get back funds from them. They are a great partner with us, and so we were able to, our monthly internet bill for each entity is currently $413.76. Last year, it was $678. We got $200 a month savings by partnering with these guys. So they are great partners for us. Yes. And that's for everybody, The county pays $400, the hospital pays $400, each school pays $400. So
$200 a month savings.
$200 per entity. So.
Now, just food for thought, and I missed the last meeting. We've got another meeting coming up, don't we?
October, September.
Just food for thought, would they be willing to throw that $200 a month over into the account for the fiber board? I mean, they've already got it scheduled, so to speak.
Yeah.
Nobody would have thought it was gonna go down $200. But I know sometimes funding the fiber boards
Then,
been a struggle.
we discussed some of that.
Okay.
Last one, and, you know, we didn't make any decisions, but
Right.
that was brought up.
At least it was discussed.
It was
Because
discussed.
nobody would have thought that it was gonna drop $200.
Yeah, save us $200 a month, and,
That's,
you know, do a little bit of this to fund the fiber board.
right, help out anyone.
Yeah.
So, just good thought.
And I have one other thing I want to talk to you about is two-factor authentication for our courthouse, for the courthouse. Two-factor authentication, if you guys have a bank account you log into, or something along that line, you log into the internet, they will send you a text to verify who you are. You say who you
are who you say you are?
Thank you. And so you have to put that number in to verify. It is going to be a requirement for the sheriff's office and the county attorney's office because they connect to KBI. I am going to do that with the whole courthouse. So when you log into your computer in the morning, it will send you a text or something. If you don't like to go to your phone, you've got little tokens you can purchase for $30 a piece. And there's 6 or 8 digit code on there. You'll have to put that 6 or 8 digit code in to be able to log into your computer or check your email or anything like that. It's a security requirement now, and it's many places that are getting hacked. We need to do this.
Judicial branch got hacked. I think Franklin County got hacked.
Franklin County got hacked.
There've been a number of counties and municipalities within the last year and a half who've been hacked.
I can show you how
So
easy it
these
is.
tokens,
I'm gonna log into my email. I've never logged into my email on this. Go ahead.
so these tokens, say you got Billy over there, I ain't gonna send it to my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Who's buying the tokens? Is Billy buying the tokens or is the county buying the tokens?
That's what I sent out an email asking department heads if each department head would want to buy the tokens for people that don't. I don't want to buy a token for everybody if somebody's willing to put it on, it's just a text going to your phone, but you have to install an app. It doesn't take any information from your phone, it just has to know where to send it to. So, that's how would we want to go about it. Tom said he's going to buy them for everybody, for the sheriff's office.
You said it's $30?
$30 token. And you lose one time, but if you lose that token, you can't get in your computer.
How many times can you use that token to get into your computer?
I did check. We can buy 1 token per office.
And it's good forever.
It's good. Yeah. They have batteries in them. The batteries do run out. But we could have 1 token in the treasurer's office, say. Everybody would have to use it. But if it goes missing, nobody in the treasurer's office can log in. So,
How do you resolve that?
send it to your phone. You can do double. You can pick your phone. You can have it sent to your phone, and as a backup, that token. I'm gonna work on logging in on my email.
There's a lot of people unhappy with the email system that we have now, so
It's not working.
I don't know how well they're gonna be happy with this dual authentication login.
It's gonna be to just get on your computer in the morning.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
You have to do it though. The
You gotta
judicial
do it.
branch, when they got hacked, they were down for 8 months.
8 months.
And at the end of that 8 months, because of whatever had gone on, I received a letter that said my personal information had potentially been compromised, so they're providing a year of identity protection. And I received notice that my social security number had shown up and had been used in Vermont or somewhere. So it's something to seriously consider for that protection alone. Because these guys, I don't want to call out Russia, but my understanding was
China.
the judicial branch, I believe, it's been confirmed that it was a Russian hacker, and they were asking for ransom, and how a lot of these entities work, and Brad could probably explain it better than me. They say either you pay up or we're going to release all the information we have to the dark web, and that includes everybody's personal information and whatnot. So if you have the security built within, then you don't have to worry about that.
So, Brad, tell me again, if you don't do the tokens, there'll be a text sent out to.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Okay.
If I could spell correctly.
There'll be if you don't have the token number, then you've got a text message it'll send you, which you gotta get an app on your phone.
Right.
That also allows it, and it comes to your phone.
As in a code that you have to type in.
Okay, I just put in my email address and password. And it's got I got another pop-up. Yeah. It's single sign-on. I tell it next. It's asking for a password. Phone should. Come on.
Technology.
Yeah, I know. Come on, phone. Yeah, I say it's gonna work, and here it is. Okay, this is the longest it's ever taken. The app is called Dual Mobile, and I've been using it for a month now, testing it. And if I go to log into a server as an admin, it sends me one of these texts that I'm supposed to get any minute.
What do you call it, Dual Mobile?
Duo, D-U-O, Mobile. So the app.
Dual.
D-U-O.
Okay.
D-U-O. If I had a token, I'd put the number in. Because those tokens are, they have a random number that generates, and it's tied to your account. And so it knows, if you log in here at, what time? 10:52. 10:52, that number should be this. You put in your number.
So it shows up on the token.
It shows up on the
You
token,
put in there.
and that's the number I would put in here. And technology's great. Come on, phone. I'm blaming this on my phone.
That's the app that we used for logging into, like, my college
Yeah,
courses.
yeah,
Is that right?
yeah. It's a very common one. It's well used. It's something we need to do. And I've already purchased it through my budget. I just got today we'll implement it on part of the sheriff's office, their mobile units, and the rest of them.
So one token per department, and then everyone in that.
Depending on the department, you can't do that in Road and Bridge. It'd have to be individually. If I want to log into my email at home, I have to have the token.
So each sheriff's car.
They have their own, sheriff's officers have a company phone. So we can send it to their company phone. But anybody in the office, in the jail.
Is there any stipends being paid to the inner office in jail?
I don't know.
If there's any stipends being paid to them, that app can go on that phone.
I think they all have county issued phones.
the office and jail?
Oh,
He said the patrols did.
yeah.
Yeah, patrols all have their own phones. We start the phone. So, normally what it'll do is it'll just, I'll hear the beep
Gives you a code.
and either give me a code or, depending on how well the service is, I got a check mark. I just got to punch the check mark and say, then I'm logged in. So, this is who I am. It's, when it works well. Yeah, so,
Hate to be you,
yeah, I know.
having to deal with all that.
It's gonna be interesting. But we'll work on your office here as soon as we get the sheriff's up there over.
As fast as everything's moving anymore, everything's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have, half a dozen or a dozen web pages. If I need to get something, they send me a text to verify.
And that's just a free app. I mean, it's often Tater app. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a intrusion.
nice and green.
Yep.
That top one.
That top one.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Are they similar to the tokens my office has
Yes.
to run criminal histories through the KPI?
Yeah. It's pretty much the same size.
And it's got a rolling code for depending on whenever.
Whatever time it rolls to a different number and it's.
Kind of like your license plate.
Yeah.
Instead of 8 numbers, 4 letters, or a combination thereof.
I'm at a loss of words. This was supposed to work, be nice and slick and easy, so. I'm not getting my email right here, so I'm gonna close that.
Yeah, anytime I would log in to my online coursework, it would send me the notification and then, like, it would pop up and it would be like, no, it's not me, or you click the check mark and it would say, yes, it is me, and it would log you right in, so. It was pretty user friendly.
When it works.
I never had any issues with it.
First time I've had an issue with it.
Once you know it's in front of us.
I appreciate that, yeah. And I just want to let you guys know, we're gonna do this, and I can talk with the department heads and see what we want to do with buying.
I'm sure glad I don't have a county email.
You should.
I don't.
You should.
It's my own. You can't touch it.
Okay, that's all I have.
That's enough for today, Brad.
It's time for me to be here now. Okay. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda for today. Roundtable.
Follow up to last week's conversation about adding language to the board application. The highlighted area is what was changed or modified or added. I believe that captures what you wanted it to capture, but I could be wrong too. So in the first part, the issue was board members must be aware, able, and willing to use electronic means to facilitate communication and access documents, and then it was period. What's been added at the end of documents, or in the alternative, be able to facilitate communication and access documents prior to a scheduled meeting in person, and be able to participate by phone if needed. So that allows someone who's not technologically advanced, i.e. be able to use Zoom or something like that, or Microsoft Teams, WebEx, those type of things. The hope and belief would be that that board member would go ahead of time, have the documents printed off, and be prepared just as every other board member would be. And if they needed to participate remotely, they'd at least at a minimum be able to participate by phone. So I believe that gives answers the question I believe you had last week and addresses that. Second part is, it wasn't mentioned, but in the conflicts of interest section, 1 and 2 were all part of one paragraph. Actually, that was all one paragraph. And the conflicts of interest section, it seemed to, it needed to be differentiated and broken down, in my opinion, the way that it is, so that either one of those options, 1 or 2, both of them are conflicts of interest, either isolated or together. So those conflicts of interest include when a board member or family member has an existing or potential interest which impairs or might appear to impair their independent judgment, or which creates an inherent bias in carrying out the responsibilities to the organization, and or 2, may receive a material benefit from knowledge of confidential information. And then the last, in short, board members are encouraged to err on the side of formal disclosure. The organization sets forth specific procedures for discussion and resolving conflicts of interest. That last sentence, I think that's specific to the hospital, because they have a whole conflicts of interest manual or packet, is what I call it. But for elected officials, there is a statement of substantial disclosure, statement of substantial interest that's required that covers that same exact topic. That would be the formal disclosure. So if something needs to be added or included related to that last sentence, then that can be done. But I didn't want to take the liberty to do that without a discussion with her first.
No, it looks fine. I mean, the change in there that I've suggested is there. You can't handcuff people or not have somebody on a voluntary board and request them to be able to have computer skills, or only be able to access the agenda or the documents through computers if that's not their cup of tea.
Well, in parts of the county, they don't have that access.
Right. It's getting more and more.
It's getting
better and better.
It's getting better and better.
No, I like the changes. I think it's fine.
So with that in mind, the next step would be, if this is what you want to be included with all board applications, then I would recommend a motion that would include that for any employment board application in the county, that it also include this, we'll call it a cover sheet. Cover sheet including oversight of a board, confidentiality, and conflicts of interest, because those are the 3 bullet points. And then I talked to Angie last week, and she said once this is formalized, I can email it to her, and then she can put it in a format which will go with board applications, whether they be online or in person.
This is just be a cover sheet explaining
What's expected of the individual.
Right. I don't see any problem with that at all.
before, call it appointed board member duties and responsibilities or something like that.
Yeah, it's kinda need to have a name, do's and don'ts of the, I don't, yeah.
I usually have something creative and I'm going blank.
I can throw something out there tonight, anybody? Motion to include appointment board cover sheet, including oversight of a board, confidentiality and conflicts of interest in all, appointed board applications. That's what she's got, right? Does that sound good to you?
Including these, including these to be spelled the other way.
Oh.
My spelling's not good,
Happy Wade?
I'm still trying to find it.
It's at the very bottom. Well, not the very bottom. Above, discussion topics in blue.
It's not updated. That's why it's not there. So, move to include an appointed board cover sheet to include
The oversight of the board. Confidentiality, conflicts of interest in all appointed board
should that be appointed or appointed?
I don't know what the list is.
And then also at the very that should.
Are you calling it appointed board, or?
Yeah, they're appointed boards, right?
Okay.
Is that what that cover sheet is stated, or is it stated as an application? I wonder. And maybe it don't make any difference, 'cause
I think it's don't you have some over there? Applications for,
We've got applications for each one,
I
for each board now, I think.
are they called an application or they appointed to it?
Let me go see if I can find one.
And like I said, it may not.
Might be splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Because all this does is just define what the
rules of engagement.
rules of engagement are, and then they'll fill out an application sheet. And if they don't
Like this.
like this,
There's no reason to fill out the
there's no reason
application
to-
like this.
exactly, there's no reason to fill out the application.
I don't know why mine's not catching up.
Technology, right?
That is what we give them when they come in.
Okay. So it's caption biographical information for application to appointed board.
Appointed boards, okay.
You want to see that?
Motion reads, move to include an appointed board cover sheet to include the oversight of a board, confidentiality and conflicts of interest in all appointed board applications.
I'll move.
I'll second. Moved by McCurry, seconded by Knight. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
So I'll email that to both Angie and Casey so that they can put it wherever they want, however they want. Received, I don't have it for today, but the application for payment number, whatever it is for the jail, and it's just over $1 million. I've not had a chance to go over that with Cole. Probably going to do that tomorrow, and then I'll bring it forward next week. And then there are the 2 change orders that will also be covered at the same time. They may or may not show up next week as well. So, and then the last thing I was hoping to have it for today, finalizing what will be resolutions that will deal with the disaster relief statute I gave you last week. I need to finalize some numbers with the appraiser's office to make sure the numbers that I have, whether it's a credit or abatement, is accurate. I think in one of them I have a question. As I was finalizing it, I think it should be an abatement instead of a credit based on the timing of the statute, but that's not anything for right now.
Okay. No executive sessions? All right.
No, there are some county litigation, ongoing litigation updates that I could request an executive session to update you, but I'd rather do it when you at least have 4 members. And that update will not change based on whether it's today or next week. And I guess the last thing I have, I was contacted by Commissioner Buchanan. He's still pushing his way back into hopefully being back sooner rather than later, but there have been some, what I'll call delays. But that was the first time I've talked to him personally myself. I've been in communication with other family members just to make sure things were progressing. I don't want to say too much because that's his personal business, and I think I'm not in a position to talk about his medical status or procedure or anything like that. So with that sensitivity and respect to his current situation, he is plugging along and hopes to be back as soon as possible. Is the message.
Yep, he called me last evening, wished me good luck in the election. Had bad phone service, so he sounded rough. I bet he's ready to get out. I'm sure he is. I know I would be, for sure. Oh, man, we didn't adjourn soon enough.
Perfect timing if I'm here. Right before adjournment. Let's adjourn. Okay, we'll get back up and log out.
We can just, we didn't see him come in.
Got anything for us today, Mr. Tom?
No. Stuff here voting.
All right. Steve, you got any round table?
No today.
Don?
I was thinking, you know, Wolf Creek up here, and our zoning committee is evaluating the solar program. And I'm sure there's some discussion going on behind the scenes, although I have no idea exactly whether we need to have Wolf Creek come in and give us an update. And if that's necessary, I do not know. But solar will be producing some energy for us, and exactly how all that fits in our county structure, I have no idea. And zoning committee will be taking a look at that here this month. And that may go to next month, you know, we don't know when they'll make some decisions, so. I don't know exactly, and I haven't talked to Wade on exactly who to even talk to or if we need to talk to. But in my mind, I think we need to, with what Wolf Creek has done for us for, since 80, 90, 34 years or more, with new energy coming in, potentially new energy. I'm not too sure, we had have a little bit of discussion with Wolf Creek.
I have spoke in regards to your roundtable, Don. I have spoke with a gentleman by the name of Brian Sack with Evergy. He's a clean energy development individual with Evergy. I visited with him while I was on vacation. Actually, I was going through northern Utah at that time, headed to Salt Lake City, and visited with him for about 45 minutes or an hour on the phone, and asked him, you know, questions. Of course, you know, they're really not, they can't say they're for or against this project, because it's not their project. If it was their project, if it was an Evergy project, of course it would be. I do know that Evergy, or now I'm drawing a blank, is doing a huge project down at Fredonia. Evergy is looking into solar projects on properties that they own. He said that they are going to get some literature around to get to the public. They don't know when. Of course, it's got to go through their lawyers and vet it to make sure it's all good and so on and so forth. They said they've done a poor job with the information to the public and information to employees of how they support clean energy. So that's all I can say. I've got the gentleman's name, got his phone number. I think, Steve, you said you would like to visit with him, and I encourage it.
I would, and going back to Don, we don't want to jeopardize anything that Wolf Creek would have. I mean, you know, that's just like the Blackberry line that they're able to ship extra. They're not losing money on that power that they're shipping out once that's done. And what we don't want to do is we want to make sure that this project or any other projects wouldn't Wolf Creek in any way, shape, or form. Correct. And that being said, does Wolf Creek have a spokesperson or someone that could come in and we could visit with them about you know, does Wolf Creek have the capability of shutting down if the power grid is full, do they have the capability of shutting down the outside energy on their own? I just think that
I was told they have contingency plans for ramping up and down. Like I say, I'm not going to get into trying to remember 2-3 months ago what me and this gentleman. I'll give you the phone number and you can visit with him. He said as soon as, and I did ask if as soon as they get their information that they can present to the public, to the commission, to their employees about their standing on clean energy, that we be the first ones that they come to for a presentation. So, but I'll give you his phone number today. Seems like a nice young man. I'm going to say mid to upper 30s. I don't know. But
See, they used to have an
easy to talk to.
individual that would come in here about every 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And if he had anything to bring to us, he did. If not, he was just sitting here as a listener on behalf of Wolf Creek. but, and I can't think of that young man's name either.
He left over here,
I'm sorry.
he left, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah, yeah. It's probably been a year and a half since we've had an individual in from Wolf Creek on an occasional basis. And I'm not too sure that wouldn't be good, that maybe we could, if they've got a person in place to do that, that may be a person we need to listen to every 3 or 4 weeks because of the value that they bring to Coffee County.
Mhm. I just think there needs to be more discovery on this project before,
Yeah.
and I'm not one way or the other right now. I listen to both sides. That's the whole thing. The calls come in from both sides. And I just think we need to have some more discovery on the project.
Yeah, I think we need quite a better discovery.
It's definitely a subject.
It is.
It's a topic in the world.
And it's something that we're gonna have to address. I mean, we're going to have to address it. And the more knowledge that we can have on this, I think the better off we are. I guess for the county and for all involved.
Yep, I agree. Casey, Don, do you have anything else?
No, I did not.
Casey, you got anything?
Just voting tomorrow.
Voting tomorrow, get out, vote.
Get out and vote, that's the main thing.
Get out and vote.
Michael, just for clarification purposes, you reference the solar project. There are no projects. Where the stage where things are set right now is your zoning board has been put in place to act as a legislative body for the county to, as the moratorium indicates, to put something in place regarding rules and regulations for commercial solar in Coffee County. And that's the process the zoning board has been tasked with. Once that occurs, then they make a decision one way or another, then it gets sent to the governing body to act in a way as at the State House, it would go to the governor, and the governor would either approve it or not approve it, and you'll have a number of decisions once it makes it to you that can be made. And so as a part of that process, similar to what's happening in the zoning process, there will be a public component where the public will be able to come in and be a part of that conversation as well. So I just wanted to clarify, because the word project was used multiple times. There are no projects in Coffee County. Nothing has moved through. It's still in the decision-making process where if a project is to occur, if it gets past zoning and let's say the next step is approved, then there's a whole, whoever would want to have a commercial solar project would have to go through that process and procedure that's developed by zoning and approved by this board if that's where it goes. So I just wanted that clarification.
Good catch. There is no solar project.
No, there's not.
No
In
solar
Coffee
this
County.
time, yeah.
I don't have anything. I know last meeting I had plenty, but I don't have anything this time. Get out and vote. Vote for the one that's best for your district. I don't have anything else. We've got special issue checks, vouchers, all sorts of goodies over here to sign. Tomorrow's a new day. Sheriff, was there any funny business going on? Let's see, when was that? Friday morning in Lebo. Real odd, 3 o'clock in the morning. Red pickup and trailer pulls out. White Jeep following it. I didn't know if anything was stolen out there or anything. Friday morning.
They didn't call me, I was on call this weekend. If it was, I didn't get a
Yeah, it was just kind of odd. You know, rolling through Lebo at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that stuff's going on.
But you didn't call it in?
Huh?
But you didn't call us?
No.
You couldn't
They start something.
You couldn't see or what? Just
Right.
like,
No, I was getting home.
oh.
Yep. Maybe somebody had to get up early to be somewhere. I was just looking for my bed while I was
Between 7:30 and 9 o'clock on the west edge of Leroy, there's a lot of traffic. We need to kind of slow down if we could. And it may be all day, but there's quite a few of us drinking coffee there at the west edge of town. And we've got a lot of cement trucks coming through, going both ways. A lot of semis, and we have a lot of cars coming into town and a lot leaving town, and probably running 50-mile-an-hour plus.
We need some city marshal down there.
I'm sorry?
Well, you're gonna need a city marshal. We can't be every place, you know. But
Yeah, we realize.
I can talk
I
about
told her, there's mornings in when we have a sheriff's car come through, or sheriff's vehicle. Yeah, I understand.
We try to hit them all.
Thank you, Jesse. I can get up and get.
Oh, it's all right.
This one goes in.
Everything in the yellow.
Okay, for now.
Oh,
There's what it is.
you got the juror fees.
Mhm.
What was that total?
3,500. 3541.55.
It's actually not bad considering we picked
Everybody.
it pretty quick. The cost of somebody who has the right to exercise their right to a jury, trial by jury of their peers, which, I don't know about you, but I don't have an issue with that.
Nope.
That system out there.
That was efficient. This one's worse yet.
These are tiny. Those are tiny.
And ours
It's
is
been right there.
350.
They come on.
She's already figured out how to drive on stuff and grab off easily.
Get the new boat for the lake.
That's the one.
I seen a lull this morning behind the county truck. Was that a new
You
lull?
already signed it, or,
LCR.
That's what I thought it was CR, but I seen a lull. I seen a lull behind a county vehicle this morning, county sheriff.
They may have done pulling the old one out in storage or something to put in.
Headed out there or something.
no, did not see it.
There's a boat pulled behind a sheriff's vehicle this morning down at Provide Ford going west.
Okay, okay. He must have been
Did we miss that one too?
going, I seen him going north side of town.
What did I do, miss another one?
So then they went down to get fuel in it or whatever, it was on the county shop. Ours was CR.
Paper clips are good about sticking there, you need to check them first.
We just got it back, they took it back to the factory, they didn't put some stuff on it that we had spec'd out. We'll take it back down there, about last week, back again.
So advanced voting quiz, what, noon?
Mm-hmm.
And all this was, all about goods and people.
Just one of that.
Are you fully staffed up now, Tom?
Still looking for jailers.
Still looking for jailers?
Yeah.
Are you staffed up on the sheriff?
Deputy side? Oh, yeah. Yep, everything, you problem getting deputies.
How many jailers are short now?
Still short 4.
Every sheriff department around you, like Brian Murphy at Iowa and,
Everybody across the state.
I'm sorry?
Everybody in the state of Kansas, all across the United States. It's starting to come up, trend's starting to come back up again where law enforcement's not looking so bad in the papers all the time, you know, and not doing stupid stuff across the nation to make the rest of us look bad. So the trend's coming back up, but
What about in Forty up there? You know, they're a bigger town. They have trouble up there staying staffed.
last I knew, Jeff Cope, the sheriff, was only having a very minimal number in his jail because he can't get enough staff to have a ratio, you know, a safe ratio. So his population in his facility is all based on number of employees he's got in jail. We've had, you know, plenty of ads coming in.
Is Jeff still the sheriff up?
Jeff Cope? Yes. There's about to be a lot of changes all around us, so everybody's contested around us as far as sheriff go.
Gonna talk to Jeff. Probably since we haven't needed to raise any money for the veterans.
He's still there plugging away.
I haven't talked to Brian Murphy for a couple of years.
He's contested, Murphy is, and Woodson County's gonna have a new sheriff. So Anderson County's gonna have a new sheriff.
Anderson County is?
Oh, yeah. Earl Valentine didn't run again, so there's 3 over there running.
Yeah, I'd heard, I'd heard that Anderson, he was not running. I see signs for Brian, and Anderson, Allen County.
Yeah, him and Anthony Manis.
Oh, I forgot for roundtable, I did call Todd with the weed department to go up and spray the driveway and around the north property building for the grass and weeds and stuff, so I forgot to bring that up with I got a hold of Wade, and I think he was busy, and then he called me back after I already talked to Todd at the weed department. Todd said he does that for the county anyway, so I said, well, you're free to kill it all, so they'll do a good job.
That grass under control?
Yep. Yep.
It was, it grows well.
I think me and the wife was over there last Monday. She had the 104 inch and I had the, I don't know, 52. My big mower, my 72 was short, so I used my son's, and I did all the trim around the shed and the house and the pool area. Went a couple times around the house, that way it didn't throw, but then I forgot she had the rear discharge. It wasn't going to throw the grass anywhere but backwards. And so anyway, I got got all that done, and then I started working on the east of the driveway. I got everything done down to the propane tanks, and she was coming around. She had already done the west side and done the north side. She come around and started doing the east side of the shop. I was just like, I'm gonna go load up. I'm just in your way.
How big a motor is it?
It's 104 inch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it can mow. It can mow. So. Then we went to our son's and did his. Just making a loop. It was pretty tall.
104 taking a pretty good swath.
Yeah, it does.
They got 3 blades on it, or is it 5?
5. Got fold up wings. It's I take that back, it's got 6 2 and 2.
See you tomorrow.
It's got 6 blades on it. It likes its gas, so that's for darn sure. But it's covering a lot of area too. Yeah. Covers a lot of acres. Different colored check.
Yep. Come down and get done? Yep.
We missed the place for the good one.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either. We got it.
The law enforcement side, if the national narrative continues to be the strict immunity from law enforcement, you're gonna have less and less people wanna
Sure.
be able to participate, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, and that narrative is gonna stop with grief.
Using that car wash, don't say the city shouldn't be.
I don't know what the,
That's 14 miles out of the county.
I don't know what
Yeah, you got a patrol officer that lives up there north of the lake.
We have patrol officers up in north of Melbourne.
North of Melbourne Lake.
No kidding.
Yep.
Not an office.
Officer. Care about Turkey Point?
I'm not real familiar with Melbourne Lake.
Wait, you've got this here.
That page should be fine. And that's the grant agreement.
Which one is that?
The one that you printed off.
Yes, that's why I said 3 signatures.
Oh, there are only 2 more. And then, they haven't signed that one?
They'll have to sign it.
Okay. I'll just be signing that.
We missed one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Well.
So many documents, lots of
Oh,
documents.
yeah, you don't wanna miss one. They don't have to be here for me to sign these checks, do they?
I've seen possible summers from.
Oh, I don't know where some of them. You guys don't have to wait around for me to sign these checks. That's right, now we can adjourn. We don't have anything else. We have to have her in here, just write it down.
And she'll be right back, so it's not like it's. Some point soon, on the chip side, we get a update on that agreement between TDM and the county, and that's been working pretty hot, heavy behind the scenes.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot more.
You said between TEM and,
Yeah, there's a developer agreement.
oh, okay.
That will need to be.
And Burns and Mac,
Burns and Mac.
or in the middle of that, right?
Yep, Burns and Mac. Joe Serrano,
Oh,
Sam Green.
nobody has anything else? We'll adjourn at 11:43 a.m.
Don't have too often, Jesse.
I know.